welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Masters of the Air episode 5. And I have to say that I think besides episode 2 or 3, this has been the most emotional I've been watching this. It starts where, like I said, where we pick up where Bucky is just like, no, we got to go get him. We got to go hit him. And you can see how torn and how hurt he is on top of all the PTSD. And as the 100th bomb squad is practically going out every day. And some of the guys in there complains like, man, we used to, not go on Sundays. And, we was going 2 days straight and then we have a day off. But, practically they're going every day because Bucky is like, we got to go get them. And then they're going on a Sunday and then they're supposed to bomb a cathedral or something like that. And then, some guys was like, hey, why are we doing this? Like, bombing these people don't bring Buck back. It's like, and he was like, we're at war. This is what war looks like. And I was kind of like, yeah, because he's seen it in London, with the mother screaming. And I'm like, what you do, because he got that perspective of, I've never been on the business end, because he's seeing what it looks like when they're getting bombed. And so he's like, man, it's whatever, so he's very, very torn with Buck being gone. And now it gets up to where they go and they're focusing. Like I said, I love how intricate this is. I'll never stop saying that, how everyone has to work together from the pilot, the co-pilot, to the navigator, all that. And in this one, we still get a narration from Crosby, only because you can kind of see how Crosby made it through. On this raid that they particularly go to, he doesn't go. He went on the last one, so it was like, yeah, he was with the last brigade with Buck, and he was like, hey, we didn't expect you guys to make it back, and it was kind of a heartfelt moment when Bubbles was kind of telling him, which is, I think in episode 1 or 2, he was basically telling Bubbles, man, you'll be all right. You're going to make it, because it was either Bubbles or Crosby. It was one of the two. I kind of, getting them mixed up of who was basically was like, man, you're made for this. You're going to be navigator. So it was kind of teary eyed for me when Bubbles was like, man, I wrote your wife. And Crosby was like, man, did you, he's like, man, you serious? Like, did you send it? He was like, no, I didn't send it. He was like, kind of like, man, like, I don't know what to, it's going to be hard for her to tell her that I'm alive. And I was like, that everything wrapped around that was so emotional. And when Bubbles and them go up with Bucky, and you just seeing they're just on this, they're honing in on the flak. And it's like so many movies that you see, so many TV shows that you see that the flak is, oh yeah, it's flak. Like nobody gets hit. So in this one, you finally get to see what flak does to, these bombers. And, Buddy's face gets blown off. And I was kind of like, whoa, like, man, the shrapnel, you seen it go through their legs when they're in the gunner seats and they're just screaming. And I'm just kind of like, man. So flak is, has a lot of shrapnel in it that it just spreads. So it just gets through your skin. And I was kind of like, my gosh. So they had a heavy emphasis on that. So Bucky, as a lead squadron, he goes down and is like, man, we got to bail out. And they're just getting tore up. I think they were trying to hit the same thing that Buck them did. And it's like, it's hard to really penetrate that because it's a lot of flak and it's a lot of fighters. So in this, Bucky goes down there to bail out. So he's, and going to the trailer at the end, tail end, it's like now he's a prisoner of war in Germany. So now you got to make it out behind enemy lines. How are you going to do that? I can't wait for that episode. But here was just the emotional toll that Bubbles didn't make it back. The whole 100th squadron goes except for one. And it was like one of the younger pilots and one of the ones that just had got there. He was the only sole one that made it back. He had like a hole in his wing. And as he's humming, trying to get through the flak, you see more fighters trying to pick him off because he's the only bomber left. So he's doing evasive maneuvers. He's just going left and right and allowing his gunners to get them all off. And it's kind of like the anxiety was just up there because it's like, dude, you're the only one left out of the 100th bomb squad. And he made it through. And you've seen the emotional toll behind all of it where Crosby is just like looking, it's like, where's Where's everyone? It's like, you guys are it. Like, how are you guys it? You know, so when they get to the interrogation, it's no record. You know, what happened to the, their crew? No record, because it's like, man, it's hell up there, And I was kind of like, man, that was emotional because I was like, man, they're really gone. And then as Crosby is cleaning out Bubbles' bunker, he sees the letter that he was about to write his wife, and I broke down. Because he reads it and he keeps it. That still hurts me. I'm still emotional about that because I was like, man, here you are. You're one of your best friends that you trained, or he trained you, and he's thinking that you're gone. Now he's actually really gone, and you read the letter that he was supposed to send your wife. Now you got to keep that, and then you got to probably send his girl and his wife a letter. That's emotional PTSD on another level. But like I said, I was telling myself, I'm like, man, this really hit me here in this episode. Like, I really teared up. Like I said, this is the intricacy of how all this is very, very, very detailed, and I love every bit of it. This was an emotional episode because basically the whole bomb squadron is wiped out. But now you get to see in the next episode how are they trapped in over at enemy lines. And I think what people were saying that, Austin Butler's Buck Clevens is not dead. Gail Clevens is not dead. So now Bucky and Buck have to survive getting over enemy lines. And then, and surprising with this episode, you didn't see the two soldiers that was making it through to get back to London. You didn't know anything about that with them. So hopefully next episode is more of the POW. And I've seen that, getting through the trains, the concentration camp trains and all that. So it's like you get to see that, like the ground level of, we've been seeing so much of the sky, and now you get to see the ground level of war, what they have to go through. And I'm at awe. This is a really good series. So you guys enjoyed my review of Masters of the Air episode 5. Subscribe to my channel, post a comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.